If you're low on cash or unsure what kind of business to launch, by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what kind of business to start, who it's for, how you'll serve them, and the specific message to get your customers. This framework includes 5 main steps, plus 2 bonus tips, 1 advanced and 1 to guide you toward turning that first dollar. We start with the what your business will be about. I use something called the 3 Ps model. Go ahead and write this down. Most businesses stem from one of the 3 Ps. First is pain, something you've personally dealt with and found a solution for. For example, a friend of mine has 9 kids, and her method of prepping lunch became a repeatable system. That turned into a business idea right there. The second P is profession, what you currently do for work or have done before. I recently covered the story of a woman who quit her job as a registered dietitian and began teaching other dietitians how to bill insurance. She created a niche business from something she learned out of necessity. A narrow solution to a specific problem is enough to build a business. She only had 5,800 followers on Instagram, but earns nearly $1 million a year. So whether you're an accountant, do HR, or edit videos, whatever your role, your skill is valuable, and there are business models around it. The third P is passion, what you naturally gravitate toward, the stuff you're always reading, watching, or thinking about. For me, that was fitness. I was obsessed with lifting, followed blogs like T-Nation religiously, and it was all I wanted to talk about. My coworkers were like, "You should open a gym," and one of them even offered to invest. That's how passionate I was. Now, if you're wondering how to turn your pain, profession, or passion into a business, don't worry, that's where step 5 comes in. And here's a belief I want to break. You don't need to get it perfect on the first try. The truth is, you can't possibly know what works until you start. You need feedback, and that comes from doing. The goal is to find your best bad idea quickly, something you can start with and refine. Over time, if you keep tweaking a bad idea to be less wrong, it can become a great one. People will think you nailed it from the beginning, but you'll know better. So, once you've chosen your pain, profession, or passion, we move to the next part, the who. Who are you helping? There are 3 types. People like you, people you've already helped, paid or not, and people you believe are overlooked. That third group is often how people find emerging markets. But most successful businesses come from the first 2. You've lived it, solved it, and now want to help others do the same. Take Sarah Blakely. She couldn't find underwear that fit her needs, so she created Spanx. That business sold for over $1 billion. Or Zuckerberg. He started Facebook in his dorm for college students to connect. For me, my first dollar came from helping a woman at the gym with her food choices. She handed me a $100 check just for giving her grocery tips. That moment changed everything for me. Once you know who you're serving, someone like you, someone you've helped, or someone underserved, you can build your call out. This is how you describe your ideal customer so they know you're talking to them. This is why someone like you is the easiest path. It's quick, and you understand their struggles intimately. You're the same age, same interests, same pain points. You don't need to guess. That's why so many businesses that start from the heart last longer. because they're meaningful to the founder. Now let's get more specific. Saying "people like me" isn't enough. You want to narrow your audience by 5 attributes: age, gender, job, especially if you're targeting a profession, their key challenges, and what they're passionate about. These align with the 3 Ps again. Try to identify at least 3 of these traits to define your ideal customer. Example: 35-year-old male accountants who feel stuck at work. That's clear. If you had a room full of them, would you be excited to help them? That's your test. The same idea works without profession too. Say, 45-year-old women who are struggling to move up in their careers. That's narrow enough for someone to feel seen when you speak to them. And here's another belief to crush. Getting specific doesn't limit your money-making potential. In fact, the more specific you get, the more you can charge. Think about this. Time management as a general topic, you might charge $19. Time management for salespeople, now it's worth $199. Time management for outbound salespeople, maybe $1,999. Time management for outbound sales reps selling garden tools, that's a $10,000 solution because it's ultra specific and solves a real need in a niche. Being the best at something super specific means you have almost no competition. You're in a blue ocean with a unique offer, and people will pay top dollar because you're the only one offering exactly what they need. So that's step 2, the who. Now let's jump into step 3, the how. There are 2 parts here. The first is all about benefits, the positive outcomes people get from your offer. Think, how much easier will their life be? How fast can they get results? How certain are they to succeed? And what will it feel like to have their dream realized? These mirror the 4 elements of value: ease, certainty, speed, and emotional reward. A winning offer is something that's simple to use, guaranteed to work, fast to deliver, and exactly what the customer wants in the way they want it. From my gym business example, the average gym made $30K in the first month using our system. That's a big deal when you consider most gym owners only earn $36K in a year. Our system gave them exactly what they wanted: more members, more money, easier, faster, guaranteed. Once you've nailed the upside, the second part of how is about the downside, the bad stuff they're currently dealing with. At the core, there are really only 2 levers you can pull to make someone more likely to take action. Remove the pain or negative stuff they don't want. Give them more of what they do want. That's it. Your offer either helps them gain a desired result or avoid an unwanted one. When you start looking at your messaging through this lens, especially in sales and copywriting, it simplifies things. You're either promising a gain or helping them dodge pain, and the better you are at describing either, the more compelling your message becomes. That's why targeting someone like you, someone you understand deeply, makes it easier to pinpoint specific struggles. For instance, saying "lose weight fast" might have worked 100 years ago, but today people are skeptical. Specificity builds trust. Saying something like "stop your thighs from chafing during summer walks" is way more relatable and believable to someone who's experienced it. It bypasses their natural defense mechanisms because it speaks directly to a real, familiar pain. Let's now flip the coin and focus on the negative, the stuff your offer helps them avoid. Instead of promoting how guaranteed your solution is, talk about the risks your customer will dodge. Instead of how fast it is, talk about how slow and frustrating the alternative is. Instead of how easy your solution is, highlight how difficult it usually is and how your approach avoids that struggle. This bad stuff side often gives you more substance to talk about. You can compare timelines, yours versus the traditional route, or outline the effort typically required and show how your solution reduces it. There are two main angles to explore. What good things they normally have to give up, but don't have to with your method. What bad things they usually have to start doing, but won't with your solution. Example, with weight loss, someone might think they'll have to wake up at 5 a.m. and hit the gym, something they hate. But you can say, you won't have to do that with my system. Or maybe they think they'll have to stop eating tacos with friends. You could say, you can still enjoy Taco Tuesdays and lose weight. Ultimately, hardship is created by doing things we dislike or giving up things we enjoy. If your offer lets them avoid both, they'll love it. So how do you get all this info, the good and bad stuff? If you are the customer, you already know the answer. If not, use the 3-letter method: pain, profession, passion. Talk to your target audience. Interview them like a sales call. What problems are you struggling with? How long has it been going on? Why is it painful? What would the perfect solution look like? What things do you love that you've had to give up? What things do you hate doing but feel forced to do? The answers to these will give you the core pieces you need, the good outcomes they want, part 1, and the bad stuff they want to avoid, part 2. Still wondering how to turn all this into money? That's where we go next. Step 5. Putting it all together. This is your wax on, wax off Karate Kid moment. Everything you've done now pays off. We're going to build your offer statement like a Mad Lib. I help who get good result without bad stuff through unique method. Let's break it down. Who is your target niche, which you narrowed down in earlier steps? Good result is what they want. Bad stuff is what they don't want to deal with. And the unique method is a bonus we'll get into in a moment. If you're just starting out, you can skip the last part. Here's the basic version. I help new moms fit into their high school jeans without sacrificing family time. I help business authors hit bestseller lists without feeling cringe. I help college freshmen find the perfect friend group in under 30 minutes. When your message hits exactly what someone is dealing with, they'll immediately think, that's me. Bonus, the unique mechanism. This is the special sauce, your own method that makes your solution stand out from the crowd. If you're in a niche with 10 others doing similar things, this is what sets you apart. It's not a new concept in marketing. It's just a way of packaging what you do in a way that feels fresh and proprietary. Think? P90X had muscle confusion. Weight Watchers has their point system. Others have their own name frameworks, routines, or methods. You're basically giving your steps a name. For example, if your system has 4 steps, you can say, follow these 4 steps to get XYZ result. You can either list things they need to do, a checklist, or steps in a sequence. Once you've outlined your system, give it a name. This becomes your unique mechanism, your own branded process. Example from this very video, the Mosey Money Niche method. It's just 5 steps, but the name gives it structure and sex appeal. You can even use rhyme or alliteration to make it memorable. Last bonus, getting your first 5 customers. Here's the simplest way to get your first 5 clients using what we just created. Reach out to people directly. DM, email, call, whatever. Start with a friendly greeting. Compliment them or mention something specific about them. Drop your offer sentence. I help X get Y without Z. Ask, do you know anyone who might benefit from that? That's it. Do this for 4 hours a day or until you've reached out to 100 people, whichever comes first. If you're consistent, this will get you your first 5 customers. Thanks for tuning in. Subscribe, and drop a comment. I'd love to hear from you.